BBC Three Counties Radio.
Do you remember the Peregrine Falcons at St Albans Cathedral? These were the first chicks to be watched by the public on the Peregrine webcam, and over 378,000 of you tuned in to watch. One of them being Roberto. It was like his addiction. He was watching them all the time. Even when he was doing the afternoon show, he'd still be watching them. Anyway, where are the chicks now and how are they doing? Well, Barry Trevis has been recording these chicks since they hatched, and he's on the line now. Morning, Barry.
Good morning.
As I mentioned, you've been involved with these chicks since they hatched, right? What have they been up to?
Well, they started breeding in 2022. I realised they were on the cathedral, and we put a tray up there to let them breed in. We sort of simulate a cliff ledge, but we're right in an urban setting, of course, middle of St Albans. And they bred successfully, but only one chick in 2022. And since then, they've had a further 3 lots of 3. So we're now up to 10 chicks in all. And what we do about 3 weeks after they've hatched, when they're big enough, we fit them with rings to their legs, all specially licensed under British Trust for Ornithology's ringing scheme. And one of the rings we put on is a brightly coloured orange ring with digits that can be read from a distance. The other is a bit like a tag that you'd have in the army on the right leg, which has got quite difficult figures to see, but they are they're all kept on a national database, and we ring the birds with those special rings, but put on these colour rings as well, so birds like this sort of cathedral one can easily see. So what's happened is we've ringed all of these chicks since they started breeding, and so far there's still 3 around the cathedral at the moment. They're still with their parents, but the other 7 have all dispersed over the years, and we've had recoveries, as we call it, of 4 of them, and two of them from 2023 have turned up we've had reports only in September of them turning up, and they're the ones that were viewed when we first put the webcam on.
Okay, Barry, just to jump in, right, 2 things, right, I need to know.
Yeah.
How do you, when you tag them, right, don't the parents get upset, or does that take fine time and you go, right, the parents are out getting food, quick, dive in, tag them, or how does that work?
Right, so we try and do it as quickly, as efficiently as possible. The parents don't like the idea. They see you as a predator that's come and taken their young momentarily. We only spend a few minutes on each bird putting these rings on, but while we have the bird in the hand, we take weights and measurements and get as much sort of scientific data as we can from that brief encounter. And the parents are kicking off a bit, calling above us. They don't never attack us. British peregrines don't tend to do that, but they certainly make their feelings known. So we do it as quickly as possible to get birds back in their nest tray within about 20 minutes. The plastic rings have to be securely fitted so the birds can't just pull them off, because they've got very powerful bills as well as their talons. So the parents do take exception, but within minutes of us leaving the birds there, they're back down on the nest tray.
And where's the furthest they've been then? These falcons. Where's the furthest they've been?
Well, the St Albans ones. I've had one, Wellington City one, go to Cornwall. That's the furthest one, South Cornwall coast. But we just to quickly summarise. So the very first bird that was named Artemis by the public was seen at Winterton-on-Sea in Norfolk. That was a female. She was with a male, so something was going on there. They were hanging around a large church there, but I don't think they've taken to that. We then had one from last year that was actually filmed on the One show when I was ringing them. That turned up at Port Meadow. That's on the side of the Thames in Oxford. But the recent 2 that we've just publicised, that happened in just September this year, we ringed in 2023 on the cathedral, and one has turned up at Basingstoke on a high building, but the other is on St Peter's Church at Oundle, I think I've got the pronunciation right, in Northamptonshire. So we thought we'd just let all these very interested members of the public know that these birds, importantly, were surviving and where they've gone.
But what a place to go to. I mean, I get it. Norfolk, Cornwall, I get that. That's exotic. Basingstoke. Yeah. I mean, God, dearie me. Spread your wings, go further afield, love. You know what I mean? Basingstoke. Yeah,
anywhere where there's a high building and suitable nesting conditions. Peregrines don't actually build a nest. They just look for a build-up of what we call substrate on the roof, bits and pieces of moss and bird feathers and various mess, I suppose, on the roof. And that's enough for them to make a little hollow in that lot. And then they'll lay their eggs and successfully breed most of the time.
Barry, it's been fascinating to talk to you, my friend, and thank you so much for being on the breakfast show this morning and giving us a little update on how these wonderful birds of prey are getting on. Cheers, Barry. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, okay. We're expecting big things for this coming year as well. 2026, we should have them there again. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, pal. I'll tell you what, Roberto will be watching that webcam. He loves that. He loves a webcam. He loves that. He honestly watches it all the time. And that's fascinating, going all Cornwall, Norfolk, Basingstoke. There's always one bird of prey with a lack of imagination, isn't there?